to know how their service is being used and what sacrifices are being made in its name, and this impacts families. But the administration had plenty of opportunity to make a case about this war. They had the State of the Union the night before when President Bush was going into Iraq. He used 75% of his speech at the State of the Union to talk about the war. I mean, you look back on it and you think, well, at least they cared enough about the American public to lie to us back then. But we didn't even see that kind of run up. What we see is 5 or 6 different days of 5 or 6 different rationales, with Lindsey Graham now landing on holy war. So this is not the type of effort that is sincere in trying to get the American public to go along with a ground invasion of Iran.
You look like you want to say something.
No, I think that the administration has been very clear about what the goals are. I think that we have seen this coming for a long time, since this is really a continuation from Trump 1, the pressure campaign around the Iran regime, trying to get the regime to back away from its nuclear program. Then we had Operation Midnight Hammer, where we successfully degraded the nuclear program. And then President Trump wanted them to be chastened, to back away from their program and to end their funding of terrorist proxies throughout the region. We heard about that regularly. And so I don't think that anybody's confused about the purpose or the goals of the war. The other thing I would say—
So that's fascinating to hear that.
The last point about the videos, I would say, I agree with Jonah. I don't like them either, but I don't think we're the audience. I think that there are
it's definitely young men under the age 25.
Well, and veterans. That there's been so many veterans of the global war on terror who've been named by the Iran regime, and now many of them are very in supportive of going after the regime now. They want to win. If it boosts the morale of veterans and those fighting this war, and hurts the morale of our enemies, we want to break their political will, I think that we understand why they're doing it.
I'm not sure what numbers or stories you're looking at about the lack of confusion about the purpose of this war. Yes, there's been threats of Iran, President Trump striking Iran, but also back in June, the idea was that the nuclear program had been completely defeated, and there was posting on the White House website that it's fake news to suggest otherwise, and now we're hearing that the nuclear program came back so quickly. It's a constantly moving narrative target, and it's a choose your own adventure depending upon the day. But the idea that the people who served in Iraq and Afghanistan support this war, that veterans support this war, that the numbers are not showing that at all in polling, in data, even anecdotally, because those are the ones who realized we served, we were maimed, we sacrificed treasure and blood, and Iraq fell apart and became a breeding ground for ISIS. Afghanistan, the Taliban are now back, stronger than ever. The goals of ground war, about regime change, government in a box, has not worked in the past, and that's where we're headed.
What are the risks